Marcus Wade had been a single father for 3 years now. His daughter Emma was everything to him. She was 12 years old and the reason he got up every morning after his wife passed away from cancer. Marcus had learned to navigate life alone. He worked as a security consultant, and today he was meeting a client at the Belfield Hotel downtown. It was a sunny Tuesday afternoon. Marcus arrived early as he always did. He believed being punctual showed respect. As he approached the hotel entrance, he noticed a woman in an elegant cream dress stepping out of a taxi. She looked to be in her late 40s with blonde hair that caught the sunlight. She was talking on her phone, carrying a leather handbag. Marcus was about 10 feet behind her when he saw something that made his heart race. A young man in a black hoodie was moving quickly toward the woman. Too quickly. Marcus had trained his whole life to read body language. This wasn't right before the woman could react. The man in the hoodie grabbed her bag and yanked hard. She stumbled forward, crying out in shock. The thief started to run, but Marcus was already moving. Years of training kicked in without thought. He sprinted forward and caught up to the thief in seconds. The young man tried to swing the bag at him, but Marcus dodged easily. He grabbed the thief's arm and twisted it behind his back in one smooth motion. The bag fell to the ground. The thief struggled, but Marcus held firm. He wasn't trying to hurt the young man, just stop him. A doorman from the hotel rushed over along with a security guard. Within minutes, the police arrived. The whole incident had taken less than 3 minutes. Marcus retrieved the handbag and walked over to the woman. She was sitting on a stone planter near the entrance. Visibly shaken, her hands were trembling up close. Marcus could see she had kind eyes despite the fear in them. "Here is your bag, ma'am," Marcus said gently. "Are you hurt?" The woman took the bag with both hands, clutching it to her chest. "No, I am okay," she said. Breathlessly, "Thank you so much. What you did was incredibly brave." Marcus shook his head. "I just did what anyone should do. Are you sure you are all right?" The woman nodded slowly, then looked at him more carefully. "You moved so fast. Are you with hotel security?" "No," Marcus replied. "I am here for a business meeting, just happened to be at the right place at the right time." The woman stood up, straightening her dress. "I am Rebecca Hartwell," she said, extending her hand. "Marcus Wade," he replied, shaking it. Her grip was firm, despite her earlier trembling. Rebecca took a deep breath. "Mr. Wade, I cannot thank you enough. That bag has everything in it. My phone, my wallet, my late mother's wedding ring that I always carry." Marcus felt a pang in his chest at the mention of a late mother he understood. Loss, too. "Well, I am glad I could help," he said. Simply, the police officer approached them, asking for statements. Marcus gave his account, keeping it factual and brief. Rebecca did the same. Though her voice still shook slightly after the police left, Rebecca turned to Marcus again. "Please let me buy you coffee or lunch. It is the least I can do." Marcus checked his watch. He still had 20 minutes before his meeting. Coffee would be nice. He said thank you. They walked into the hotel lobby. The Belfield was one of those old, elegant establishments with marble floors and crystal chandeliers. It reminded Marcus of a different era when things moved slower and people took time with each other. They found a quiet corner in the hotel cafe. A waiter brought them menus, but Rebecca ordered 2 coffees without looking. She seemed distracted, still processing what had happened. "So, Mr. Wade, what do you do?" Rebecca asked, after a moment. "Please call me Marcus. I work in security consulting. I help businesses assess their vulnerabilities and improve their safety protocols." Rebecca's eyes widened slightly. "That explains a lot. The way you moved it was like watching a professional." Marcus smiled modestly. "I spent years in personal protection. Before I started consulting, you learned to recognize threats quickly in that line of work. What about you?" he asked. "What brings you to the Belfield today?" Rebecca stirred sugar into her coffee. "I am meeting with the hotel manager. I run a nonprofit organization that helps single parents get back on their feet. We provide childcare, job training, financial counseling. We are considering hosting our annual fundraiser here." Marcus felt his chest tighten. "Single parents," he repeated. "That is important work." Rebecca nodded. "Yes, it is very close to my heart. I was a single mother myself years ago. My husband left when my son was just 2 years old. I know how hard it can be." Marcus found himself leaning forward. "I am a single father," he said quietly. "My daughter Emma is 12. My wife died 3 years ago." Rebecca's expression softened immediately. "I am so sorry, Marcus. That must be incredibly difficult." "It has been," Marcus admitted. "Some days are harder than others. But Emma, she is amazing, strong and kind. She keeps me going." The two sat in comfortable silence for a moment. Sometimes you meet someone and immediately feel a connection, not romantic necessarily, but a recognition. Two people who understood the same struggles. How do you manage it all? Rebecca asked the parenting and the work. Marcus took a sip of his coffee. "You make choices. I turned down jobs that required travel. I arranged my schedule around Emma's school. You sacrifice some things, but you gain others. Time with her is precious. Every moment counts." Rebecca smiled. "That is exactly what I tell the parents in our program. It is not about being perfect, it is about being present." They talked for another 10 minutes. Marcus learned that Rebecca's son was now 25 and working as a teacher. She had built her nonprofit from nothing, starting in her living room 15 years ago. Now they helped over 500 families a year. Marcus shared stories about Emma, about teaching her to ride a bike and helping with homework, about the nights they made dinner together and talked about everything and nothing. When Marcus checked his watch again, he realized he was late for his meeting. "I need to go," he said reluctantly. "But this has been really nice." Rebecca reached into her recovered handbag and pulled out a business card. "Please take this," she said. "I would love to stay in touch. And Marcus, if you ever need anything, or if Emma ever needs anything, please call me." Marcus took the card. "Thank you, Rebecca. I mean that." As he stood to leave, Rebecca stood as well. She reached out and squeezed his hand. "Thank you again for what you did. You did not have to get involved, but you did. That says everything about who you are." Marcus felt his face warm. "Take care of yourself," he said. After his meeting, Marcus drove home. Emma was at a friend's house and would not be back until dinner. He sat in his kitchen looking at Rebecca's business card, Hartwell Foundation. It read, "Supporting families, building futures." He thought about the randomness of life, how one moment can change everything. 3 years ago, his wife had been diagnosed. 6 months later, she was gone. He had been angry at the universe for a long time, but today something felt different. He had helped someone, and in helping her, he had connected with someone who understood his life. That evening, Emma came home full of energy. She talked non-stop about her day at her friend's house. They made dinner together, pasta with marinara sauce, Emma's favorite. As they ate, Marcus told her about what had happened. He left out the scary parts, focusing instead on meeting Rebecca. "That is so cool, Dad. Emma said you stopped a bad guy." Marcus laughed. "I just helped someone who needed it." Emma grinned. "That is what heroes do, Dad." Marcus felt his throat tighten. He reached across the table and squeezed her hand. "You know what makes me proud? He said that you think helping people is heroic. That tells me I am doing something right." As your father, Emma rolled her eyes, but she was smiling. "You are so corny, Dad. But yeah, you are doing okay, too." Days later, Marcus received a phone call from an unknown number. "Hello, this is Marcus," he answered. "Marcus. Hi, this is Rebecca Hartwell. We met at the Belfield." "Of course," Marcus said. "How are you doing?" "I am well, thank you." "Listen, I know this might seem forward, but I wanted to ask you something. Our fundraiser is in 3 weeks, and I was wondering if you might consider attending." As my guest, Marcus hesitated. Fundraisers were not really his thing, but something made him want to say yes. "I would like that," he said. "Can I bring my daughter?" Rebecca's voice brightened immediately. "Absolutely. I would love to meet her." The 3 weeks passed quickly. Marcus found himself looking forward to the event more than he expected. Emma was excited too. She picked out a nice dress and insisted Marcus wear his good suit. When the evening arrived, they drove to the Belfield Hotel. The ballroom had been transformed. Soft lighting, elegant decorations. A string quartet played in the corner. Marcus felt slightly out of place, but Emma grabbed his hand. "This is fancy, Dad," she whispered. "It is," Marcus agreed. "Let us find Rebecca." They spotted her across the room. She was talking with a group of people. But when she saw Marcus, her face lit up. She excused herself and walked over. "Marcus, "You came," she said warmly. Then she looked down at Emma. "And you must be Emma." "I am Rebecca." Emma shook her hand politely. "Nice to meet you. My dad told me how he helped you." Rebecca knelt down to Emma's level. "Your father is a very brave man, but I bet you already knew that Emma nodded. He is pretty great." The three of them talked easily. Rebecca introduced them to other people at the event. Marcus met single mothers who were going back to school, fathers who were learning new trades, people who were rebuilding their lives with the foundation's help. During dinner, Rebecca gave a speech. She talked about the importance of community and support, about how no one should have to struggle alone. She talked about second chances and the kindness of strangers, and then she told the story of what happened outside the hotel. She did not use Marcus's name, but she looked right at him. "That moment reminded me why we do this work," she said. "Because there are good people in this world. People who see someone struggling and choose to help. That is what we are trying to build here. A community of people who help each other." After the speech, several people came up to Marcus. They thanked him. They told him their own stories of receiving help when they needed it. Most Marcus felt something shift inside him. For 3 years, he had been so focused on just surviving, on getting through each day with Emma. He had not thought much about the bigger picture. But tonight he saw it clearly. Life was about more than just enduring. It was about connecting, about helping, about being part of something larger than yourself. As the evening wound down, Rebecca walked Marcus and Emma to their car. "Thank you for coming," she said. "It meant a lot to me." Marcus smiled. "Thank you for inviting us. This was special." Rebecca hesitated, then said, "Marcus, I know we have only just met, but I feel like I have known you much longer. I was wondering if maybe we could have dinner sometime just as friends, two people who understand each other's lives." Marcus felt Emma squeeze his hand. He looked down at her and she nodded encouragingly. "I would really like that." Marcus said. Rebecca smiled. She handed Emma a small bag. "I almost forgot," she said. "We give these to all the kids who come tonight. It is just a little thank you." Emma opened the bag and pulled out a journal with her name embossed on the cover. "Whoa," she said. "This is so cool." Rebecca winked. "I might have had it made special. Every young person should have a place to write their thoughts and dreams on the drive home." Emma was quiet for a while. Then she said, "Dad, yeah, sweetie, I like Rebecca. She is nice." Marcus glanced at her. "I like her too." Emma was silent for another moment. Then she said softly, "I think Mom would like her too." Marcus felt tears spring to his eyes. He pulled the car over for a moment. He turned to Emma and took her hand. "Your mom would be so proud of you," he said, "of how strong and kind you are, and yes, I think she would like Rebecca. Is it okay that I like her too?" Emma asked. Her voice was small, vulnerable. Marcus pulled her into a hug. "Of course it is, sweetheart. Your mom wanted us to be happy. She would want us to have good people in our lives." Emma hugged him tight. "Okay, good, because I think we should have dinner with her." Marcus laughed through his tears. "I think we should too." Over the next few months, Marcus and Rebecca became close friends. They had dinner together often, sometimes just the two of them. Sometimes with Emma and Rebecca's son, David. Emma and David hit it off immediately. He treated her like a little sister, teaching her card games and listening to her talk about school. Marcus and Rebecca talked about everything, their losses, their hopes, their fears. They understood each other in a way that felt rare and precious. Marcus started volunteering with the foundation. He taught safety workshops for the single parents. Rebecca attended Emma's school concerts and soccer games. Slowly, carefully, they built something. Neither of them had been looking for a second chance at connection. A family formed not by blood, but by choice and understanding. One evening, 6 months after they met, Marcus and Rebecca sat on his back porch. Emma was inside doing homework. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. "You know, Marcus said that day outside the hotel I was just trying to help someone. I had no idea it would lead to all this." Rebecca took his hand. "That is how the best things happen. When we stop trying to control everything and just do the right thing." In the moment, Marcus looked at her. "Thank you," he said, "for giving me a chance, for seeing me." Rebecca smiled. Thank you for saving more than just my handbag that day." Inside, they could hear Emma laughing at something on her computer. The sound filled Marcus with warmth. Life, he thought, was strange and beautiful. Full of loss and pain, yes, but also full of unexpected grace. Full of moments that changed everything. Full of people who saw you and chose to stay. He squeezed Rebecca's hand. She squeezed back, and in that simple gesture was everything: understanding, hope. The story of how a single father stopped a robbery and found something he did not know he was missing. A reminder that sometimes the bravest thing we can do is stay open to help, to connect, to begin again. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like and share it with someone who might need to hear it today. Subscribe to hear more stories about kindness, courage, and second chances. And leave a comment below, telling us about a time when helping someone changed your life. Your story matters. Thank you for listening.